like, Cubans they talk about them like dogs. Won't let them in the house, make them go around back. She like, they should. I know I do. They won't come in mine. Shout out to all of the subscribers and members here on the channel. Don't forget to like the video. My name is Reese Waters and I'm troubled. Now, we have discussed the ongoing conversation, shall we say, between Latinos and blacks about our obligation to stand alongside our brethren in protest.
Don't call me baby. I'm not your baby.
I have been struggling on how to say this, and I made a video earlier, I took it down, but y'all are focusing on the wrong people. Y'all are focusing on why don't black people care what Trump is doing. We do. But we're focusing on us and ourselves to survive through this. What y'all need to be focused on instead of, well, why aren't black people actively protesting and doing all the things that they usually do? One, because we told you we're not going to do that anymore. Okay, we told you. Y'all didn't listen. Two, because we can't help you as much as the people you need to help you. Okay? You need white people. You're focusing on black people, you need to focus on white people. You need to get their attention, their compassion, their empathy, their social and political power.
And while we're on the topic of white people, we have also seen them point the finger at us. Naturally, I don't even have to finish that sentence, at us. If I say white people pointing the finger, then you know it was us. Their fingers don't point in any other direction.
My black brothers and sisters out there that are the ones that are posting all this, oh, we just gonna mind our business. And I saw somebody earlier making t-shirts of like a group of like 6 black people, black men and women sitting on a bench, texting on phones while the country is burning up behind them. Let me explain something to you guys.
What?
Let me explain something
What?
to you. When they get done with the brown people, they'll be coming after you. And if you don't think that's true, you got another motherfucking thing coming.
First of all, we were first. We were first. They never stopped coming for us. Ever. You don't know what it's like because you seem to be a clear guy, a Caucasian guy underneath that stupid poo shiesty mask.
Does she know she... Okay. Give her a shawl or something.
You don't know what it's like to live in skin like this. They never stop coming for you. When you walk outside, when you go into an establishment, if you get pulled over for a traffic stop, they never stopped.
Sis, you cooking, but I can't send this to my mama. I can't. I got church folk that be on my page. Can you re-record it? No, I send the audio. I send the audio. Email addresses, phone numbers, relatives. They even got neighbors down here. Oh, I didn't know Willie lived on this block. This video is sponsored by Aura. This is what data brokers do. Their whole business is collecting our personal information and selling it to anybody willing to pay. And you know who's willing to pay for people's personal information? Nobody good. That's the answer. And these data brokers are literally laughing all the way to the bank before presumably stopping off to make it rain on Capitol Hill. Y'all can't forget Clarence Thomas. Make sure he gets flued out. Now here's where we have to do the work that our government won't, which is pretty much all work. And I know, as do many of you, exactly how invasive it is to have your privacy violated. I remember that one ex who got into my email. She was better at networking than I was, but still, I didn't feel comfortable or safe. And that's why I started using Aura. They find the data brokers exposing your info and automatically sends opt-out requests to get it taken down. And if something does happen, you're covered with up to $5 million in identity theft insurance and 24/7 US-based fraud support to help you fix it fast. You can try Aura for free for 14 days at aura.com. Reese Waters, which is more than enough time to start getting your information removed from these sketchy sites. And I mean sketchy.
The anti-blackness reeks. Why should we continuously align ourselves or help people that clearly don't like us based on our hue of complexion? What y'all think about this? Spread love is the Brooklyn way. They're going to come for you next. They've been coming for us. They never stopped. We always fight back. Period. And we're not immigrants. I don't know why y'all keep trying to make it seem like we're immigrants. We've been here since the inception of this country. The more you know.
Oh, I love the more you know. That takes me back to my childhood, which, I'll be honest, watching you took me very, very deep into adulthood. But you brought it back. And you bring up a lot of very prescient points that a lot of other creators have made. And imagine the uplift I felt when this clip hit my feed.
African American community is the only community that has the power in this country to change anything. They are the only one with the experience of civil matter. They are the only one que tenían el esclavo ahí mismitico. They are the only one that are not gonna get deported anywhere, and you cannot put them all in jail.
Wait, what's her name again? Hold up. Nah, don't put me on camera. I knew it. I ain't say nothing. No, hey, just put the video back on.
So African American community, which is the community that is stepped on by Cubans, the most are the only ones that are going to save the Latinos. And I clap for the African American community that has not come out because it is not. I do. We didn't do shit for them.
I get it. But I don't.
Me and you support, but in masses we didn't support anything that was going with them. Latinos look at Cubans specifically. And I'm not gonna talk about any other community because I'm not part of that community. Even though I'm a Latina with them, Cubans talk shit about African Americans. Cubans did not support African Americans. Cubans think that they all victimize themselves, that all of this, all of that. African Americans are the only ones that are going to save your ass as Latinos. So you better start kissing. If you're going to kiss some ass in this country, you better kiss some black ass.
Why do you think I went with the dirt jersey? Huh? Yeah. If you know, you know. All right, that was a whole lot to unpack. First of all, she said they're not going to be deported anywhere, and you can't throw them all in jail. I think that is the difference in the learned experience that we have in this country, because we never say never. They've been trying to throw us all in jail for quite some time. Yeah, so I wouldn't necessarily go there with it. I did find the disagreement between the two of them to be fascinating because her partner did not disagree with her talking about the anti-blackness in the Latino community. He was like, Cubans talk about them like dogs. Won't let them in the house, make them go around back. She's like, they should. I know I do. They won't come in mine. She didn't disagree with none of that, but she didn't acknowledge what the natural recourse would be if you treat a community like that. She's like, no, I'm not going to, at the same time as I will co-sign your acknowledgement of our rampant anti-blackness, they still supposed to be there. You know what I mean? They supposed to be there when we call. You know, we don't let them in the front, but when we call out back, we expect them to be there. That was a lot of what I was picking up. And it's no wonder why people have responded in the way that they have about this whole thing.
Why aren't black people leading these protests? Let me explain this in a way history already has. I got a comment asking why black folks seem quiet during these protests. Let's be clear. We are not sitting this out. We are sitting in wisdom because we've been protesting since Selma, since Watts, since the first time someone said hands up. We've marched, we've voted, we've bled, and some of us never came back. And now, some of y'all are just waking up because your rights are being rolled back. But ours have been fragile since the beginning. So no, we're not rushing to the front lines right now. And it's not apathy, it's strategy, it's exhaustion, it's survival. This administration would love to call a protest an uprising, especially if it's full of black and brown bodies. They love to enact martial law, to paint us as threats, and we're not giving them that photo op. So we're behind the scenes, we're building networks, we're donating, we're watching, we're praying, We're protecting. We've already warned the world. If they didn't believe us then, maybe they'll believe what they're living now. Because Black people don't owe this country another body on the front line. We've been warning about injustice. We've been the canary in the coal mine. And when it finally blew up for everyone else, we're still the ones getting blamed for not doing enough. Sometimes resistance looks like a march. Sometimes it looks like knowing when not to.
I think resistance is recording that whole video on an NSYNC t-shirt. You going hard. No, she going hard. But a lot of what she has said, a lot of what she outlined are the things that the Latina woman had described. And the thing is, when I first heard that, it landed well with me. It landed with an acknowledgement of all the things that we've done. But y'all had a whole lot to say about that. Y'all wouldn't let me have 1 minute apiece with that one.
African American community is the only community that has the power in this country to change anything. They are the only ones that are going to save the Latinos. And I clap for the African American.
Bravo, bravo. That's what they look at Black people as. The help. Not as allyship, just disposable help. Someone that they could put in front of them as a shield. And that's why a lot of these white Cubans left Cuba. It's not necessarily because of politics or ideology. It's because of racial equality. Before the Cuban Revolution, they used to discriminate against Black Cubans. It was legal. Black Cubans didn't have access to healthcare or education, and they lived in poorer conditions where they served the white Cubans. After the Cuban Revolution, all that changed. They start promoting racial equality. Black Cubans start having access to healthcare, access to education. And a lot of white Cubans, that made them feel uncomfortable. They were used to the old Cuba, where they had an upper advantage on the Black Cubans. They're not going to bring this information up freely. That's why when she says save us, servitude, you're nothing but the help, disposable help. Make my white Cuban life a little bit easier and comfortable since our white savior, Trump, is deporting us.
Well, all right. Now, if they really, because I was gonna say if they really needed saving, they really felt that way about us, then they would have voted for Kamala. So now it seems, like it's not, being at, Yeah, he ruined that. Yeah, he ruined that.
Talking about some Black people, why you not helping us? You crazy as hell. Cause last time I checked, every time we went through something, we went through that bitch our damn selves. Slavery, where the I was at? Last time I checked, we freed our damn selves. Yeah, that's right. Slavery ended because the war down here in Florida with a group called the Florida Seminole Wars that was Black runaways, Native Americans, and Black Aboriginals giving Andrew Jackson and the boys hell for 8 years straight. And we ain't asked nigga hell. How about Jim Crow? Last time I checked, y'all didn't ride for Emmett Till. Where the was that? What about redlining? What about the fight for reparation? Where the at? What Future say? Where the at when a nigga really needs you? Where the at when a... And we not finna sit here and start acting like y'all niggas for real. And this goes for you legals, illegals, Mexicans, Caribbeans, Africans, whatever the want to call yourselves. The only reason white people let y'all in this country legally, for the legal ones, is because they knew you would conform to white supremacy as an economic refugee. Right. So you didn't come here to help a nigga. You didn't come here to support a nigga. You came here for opportunity and benefits. Because in America, there's only two ideologies. Either your ass is pro-black or you conform to white supremacy. And you been conforming to white supremacy. So a nigga don't feel sorry for you no kind of way. Come get y'all. Listen, if it's too hot, get the f out the kitchen. If you ain't no dog for real, get the f out the pen.
Dang. Well, tables have turned. Yeah. They own the house now. They own the house now. Well, let me ask you this. Have y'all been hiring? Black? No. What about in the neighborhoods? And y'all help integrate the neighbor? No. Over on the other side of MLK? Okay. Well, we all at with reparations.
See, it's stuff like this is the reason why my people ain't marching for y'all. Listen closely.
Over equality.
Wait your turn. And to those young raza or raza who want to believe that, you better turn your TV, brother. You better turn your radio, man.
What do you think about these Black Lives Matter that they want to be paid for being, slaves and all that?
Reparation.
Are you talking about well, I heard they passed in North Carolina. But it was It was a small little town in North Carolina that passed reparations for whoever's over there. I'm sure they'll try to do something out here in California. I think they already actually got a little board going that they're going to start looking into it.
That's when we, the raza, need to step up, protest, and I'm talking major, and turn around and tell them, no, nobody gave reparations until the Native Americans and the Mexicans get ours first.
Listen,
We've been going through this crap a lot longer, so I don't want to hear it. Because it's not fair, dog. How are you going to give a bunch of money to a specific group? This is the United States, a melting pot. How are you going to give it to a specific group?
Because right now they've got the white people with so much guilt.
Did you just say that Native Americans and Mexicans needed to get theirs first, and then immediately say, how are you going to give reparations to a specific group? Is that what you did? And then said, because we've been going through it, I don't know when he thinks slavery happened. I would love to follow up. Some of these comments, I'm like, put me in, coach. I would love to know. I don't even got to argue with you. I just want to know the answer. Because you know it start with a 19. You know it start with a. What do you think? Oh, you talking about living in the hood? You talking about the crack epidemic? Like what I need to I would love to know the answer to that question. But the idea that apparently preventing us from getting reparations is enough for a protest for you really kind of informs the nature of the relationship. You know what I mean? That really kind of, that'd be like asking me for a ride to work so you can protest me getting a raise outside. Like that is pretty much what you have told me.
Waking up today seeing ICE raids in LA, California, Chicago, etc., and it's appalling. So me, of course, being super upset, I go outside as my husband is grilling a lot of chicken on the grill, which is awesome, and I start to vent, telling my black husband.
Why you gotta say black like that? Why you gotta say black like that? No, because it sounds like you're about to be racist. That's what it does. It sounds like you're about to be racist. You threw black husband in there to allow you to be racist, and you made sure you hit that B harder. You hit that B like Walter Payton used to hit the hole, like he used to hit the A gap. That's how hard you hit that B in black. All right. I warned you.
Telling my black husband how terrible what is happening right now with all the ICE. Again, my husband is black.
Now I need to see him. No. Now I need to see him. No. I need an exhibit for this video. I need your husband sitting in the back as an exhibit like RG3 does his wife when he does his content. For reference. I need that for reference.
Again, my husband is black. You know how he sickly responded? He literally said, "Nah, babe, those Mexicans. They don't like black people. They've never done nothing for me." So me and my husband get into a defense fight for one another, basically he's saying Mexicans don't like blacks. He works at Amazon and has a manager there that can speak English, and he says that every time he asks her a question, She says, meh, can't help you. Okay, so tell me what the scoop is with this, people. I'm out here as a white woman, busting my ass to protect Latinos and people that are being deported. Meanwhile, my black husband is saying the Mexicans don't like the blacks. So why do I care?
Wow. Does he know you recording this? Okay, because that's another reason why I'm gonna need proof of life. That's what I'm gonna need. I need somebody check on him. Yeah. Rodney over on 3rd.
I literally told my husband, you care because they are people. And when this type of stuff was happening to the blacks, there was a lot of white people stepping up to help out at that time.
A lot of who? A lot of who was stepping up? A lot of white people was stepping up? Yep. So why don't they ask, you know what I mean? If that's who be, you know what I mean? If they the steppers, you know what I mean? Ask the steppers. That's what makes the most sense. And the steppers got the complexion for the protection.
Proceeds to then say, yeah, but did any of the Mexicans help the blacks back then? And I'm literally sitting here like, I freaking hope so. I mean, I really hope so, people.
You really built that up quite a bit for you not to know. I mean, you really built that up. That's like the best player getting hurt in a game 7. Like, this is what we built up to? Like, really? To answer your question, yes, there were Mexicans that were out there. And yes, there are black people that are out there now. What we're talking about is some of the energy in the community that's preventing more people from being there on the forefront. And one thing that we have readily acknowledged is the anti-blackness at play in the Latino community. And specifically, that which led us down this path. Hey, I'm talking about Kamala.
This couldn't be true, right? I would think that brown people would support brown people, and brown people would support black people. And I would wish that white people would support them all. But it seems that is the biggest problem in this stupid country, is with people think that they're better than the next one based on the color of your skin. And that is the furthest thing from the truth ever.
The fact that white people have the fucking caucasity audacity to comment, to have any type of thoughts on how a black person shows up in this country in the year 2025 in regards to protesting is fucking stupid.
Nah, chill. Nah, chill. Too much. That was too much. One thing I did appreciate, and I don't know whether this was intentional or not, but one thing I did appreciate about what she said is she before she said white people would support them all, and I'm glad that she ended the way that she did, she started with, I really wish that brown people would support brown people. And when she said that, I thought I was about to jump in and be like, oh, you mean black people? But then she said, I wish brown people would support black people. I wish brown people would support brown people. Yeah. If brown people supported brown people, we wouldn't be here. If brown people supported brown people, we wouldn't be here. That's how you started. How you ended, white people support them all. Well, that goes without saying. Somehow, we done went over the river, through the woods, took a hard left into the cul-de-sac, ran the curb, through the driveway, into it being at the feet of black people. That is crazy. And how much it makes us feel desired and valued and appreciated and at one with our fellow human beings. You know what I mean? The biggest carrot in all of this for us is the acknowledgement that historically we will get the worst of whatever America has to dish out. That is I call it the carrot. That is quite a stick, actually. That is quite. I got that all the way right. That is a large carrot-sized stick. That is the only thing. That is the largest motivator that we could possibly have right now, is just moving out of sheer survival. But I love the fact that we're having these conversations. It's almost like how we had all those conversations about what black people was going to do come election time and how much that mattered.
As easy as it would be for me to say that I wasn't thinking when I voted or that I don't watch the news, I had to ask myself the same question that hundreds of you are asking me, is why did I vote the way I did? I've spent the last few days reflecting, and I feel like I came through some sort of revelation, or like blindfolds were ripped off my eyes. I started seeing things differently. I questioned my beliefs, my choices, and my role in all of it. I started to realize that it wasn't just this one choice I made. It was kind of a accumulation of choices I've been making for years.
And that's why I'm troubled. That is why I'm troubled. That isn't the focus of this conversation. It's what black people are doing. But you know, I'm glad you took the first step, admitting you have a problem. And knowing is half the battle. Isn't that what He-Man used to say? In this case, knowing a year ago would have been all the battle. I think knowing now is exactly 0% of the battle. But it can grow. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. That's right, we did it. We hit 500,000 subscribers. And I can't thank you guys enough for reaching this milestone. Did you know that it was less than a year ago? It was actually July 7th of last year that we just hit 100,000 subscribers. So that means over 400,000 subscribers in the last 365 days. Hold up, wait a minute, something ain't right. And almost 240,000 in 2025 alone. And to all of you, I want to say thank you. That also includes the 2,600 members we have here on YouTube and all those that have joined the Patreon that we just launched a little over a month ago. And it's at a time like this, I gotta give a shout out to the day ones, the people that was at those old lives, those 2 p.m. lives, those lives in a completely different room, those lives with the babies crying. That was a little bit more bidet than I was prepared for. But that being my first bidet experience, I can honestly say that I am a bidet veteran. So there you have it. I'm officially a bidet veteran. And like any veteran, I can tell you, you don't know the things I've seen. Where there was so few people, it was like we were holding hands and having a therapy meeting. Shout out to all of y'all. I'm talking about people like Be Humble and Supervillain, Kit and the Misfit Toys, Auntie Melanie, Tanny C, all of you guys, seriously, I didn't realize that we could make it here, and certainly not just a year later, but you are the foundation that this is built on. Also, all of the mods, all the people that show up to all of the premieres and help get the word out, to all of you guys, salute. And last but not least, the people whose hard work has made this possible. You guys know the brain trust here on the channel. Miss Ray, who's been my right-hand woman, Regina, who's the best researcher in the game, and somebody who you guys may not know, my man David. He is the guy who's behind all of the thumbnails. He was my very first editor. He's the guy who designed all of the graphics.
I want to talk to the manager.
Be it Troubled Waters, Street Politics, Who Raised Y'all, Racist of the Week. He's the guy who created all of those. And to all of the people that have edited here on the channel and lent your technical expertise, I'm talking about Paul, Kit, Tony, Denzel, Boz, Trevor, to all of you guys, I wouldn't be here without you, and to you, I say thank you. As grateful as I am to be here in this moment, it is only matched by my excitement for what's to come.
Check it out. Dang.